Hey guys, welcome to our first video for the month of March. Today's video is for Monday, Tuesday, week 1 of March curriculum. So before we get going, I'd like you to get yourself warmed up, doing about 25 jumping jacks, and then do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and then get up in your ready stance, and you're going to do 10 pivot front ups. That means you swing your back leg up 10 times and then switch your feet and do 10 on the other side, keeping a good ready stance, and then finish up with 30 seconds of a fun exercise like mountain climbers or jogging in place with high knees or even holding a plank, but something to get your body moving and going. Ready, set, go. Okay guys, so first thing we're going to be going over today is inside blocks. Now an inside block is for when someone is punching at you straight down the middle, straight at your chin. Okay, and so if you are in your good ready stance, you've got strong feet, and you've got your hands up right here. If your hands are in the right place, they're going to have to try and punch right in between your hands to get to your face. All right, so that means when that punch is coming down the middle, all you need to do is block it offline. Okay, so the inside block happens when you take your hand and you snap that pinky side across, just past the line of your face, okay? We don't need to go way out here because that kind of leaves us in not a very good position, not able to cover and block if they try and punch from around the side, right? So you want your inside block to be small. All you need to do is get that punch offline. Now it's not coming at my face. Okay, but you don't need to swing way over like this. Also, an inside block really only works well if you have your hands in a good ready position. A lot of kids start going like this in anticipation of doing the inside block, and then they're standing there like this, and they practice going like this. But this is a horrible position to practice blocks from because that's not a good ready position. Okay, so I really want you to focus on keeping those hands in good position. Notice how I'm looking through my hands, but I don't have my thumbs hooked together. I don't have one hand on top of the other. I'm not choppy hands, right? Because we don't want to say I'm wanting to fight you. You don't want to have fists either, but it's palms out, looking between the hands straight ahead of you. And then when you go to inside block, you want to reach that blocking hand out just a little bit past your other hand while that one stays up, okay? And then if you do the other hand, it's going to snap across in front of the other hand. The idea is that when that punch is coming straight down the middle between your hands, boom, all you got to do is just barely get it offline, and then it's not able to connect with your chin. Okay? Quick reminder, in that ready stance, this is about where your hands should be. You don't want to have your elbows down here, but you also don't want to be straight out like this. You need to have a slight bend in your elbows, okay, and hands at the same level as your face. If they're down here, and a punch is coming at my face, my hands are too low, and I might not be able to get up there in time. So I need to keep my hands at face level, and then I snap the pinky side across, just across the center. Okay, so I want you to work on especially keeping your hands up. Always keep bringing them right here. We don't want to do this thing where we're swinging them around and letting them fall. But hands are always right here, and it's just a little snap and a little snap. Small movements. And that pinky side is what ends up your wrist, forearm makes contact with their wrist and or forearm as it's coming at you before it gets all the way to your face. Okay, so practice keeping those hands out, getting a good little snap on that inside block, okay? If you have a helper or a partner who can work with you on this, I want them to just slowly give you nice straight punch straight towards the chin. Don't be close enough that you can actually hit their chin, but leave a couple inches space just in case they miss. We don't want anyone actually getting punched here. Okay, but just nice and slow punches straight towards their chin so that they can practice blocking and keeping their hands in proper position. If their hands are in the right place, you should be having to go right between their hands to try and get to their chin. okay? But keeping it nice and slow so that they can feel the movement, make that contact with the pinky side of the forearm to your arm, okay? Your goal when you're blocking is to get them either on this side or this side, just depending on which arm you use, okay? Making that contact with the forearm and wrist, all right? Hands in good ready position, snapping it out there. Remember, you want to block further out, because if I block in here, like too close to my hands, well, there's a better chance that I'm not going to get it in time. They might hit me and I end up hitting myself. So as you're blocking, reach out a little bit further than your hands are positioned. All right, so have some fun practicing that inside block. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next up is one of my favorite kicks to teach you guys. It is the pivot front kick. Pivot front kick has the same 4 parts of the kicks we've been going over the last couple months. We had our rear kicks, we had regular front kicks, and the side kicks, okay? Today is pivot front kick. That word pivot means that you will now be kicking with your back leg instead of your front leg like we've done the last couple of months. Now you're going to be kicking with your back leg. That's what pivot means. Pivot means back leg. Front kick has the 4 parts. We've got chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. Here's what those 4 parts look like. If I'm in my ready stance, my back leg is going to come up in chamber. I notice I've got my foot nice and flexed, because when I kick out, it's the bottom of my foot that's going to make the contact. Then when I retract, bring it right back and set it back down behind me, okay? So those are the 4 parts. We've got chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. Foot is nice and flexed with those toes pointed straight up on that kick, right? This is some other martial arts call this a stomp kick, okay? So that means it's the bottom of your foot driving out, okay? It is not a groin kick that comes up and under. This is making contact with the belly and shoving it back, okay? So here's what I would like you to do. I would like you to practice 10 slow. That means chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. Just that slow. All 4 parts. If you need to hold on to something to practice your balance, that's okay. But 10 on each side, nice and slow, all 4 parts. When you've done 10 on one side, switch your feet, and then you're going to go nice and slow, 10 on the other side. Really paying attention to your foot position, making sure you feel each part. Chamber, kick, retract, back to balance, all right? And if you are holding on to something, that's okay, but don't just leave your other hand hanging down while you do it. Keep your other hand up, just as if you were in a ready stance and not holding on to something. Always practicing your kicks with your hands in good, ready position. Even if you're holding on to something, then you keep that other hand up as you're practicing those 4 parts. So 10 on each side, hands in good position, ready, set, go. Okay, guys, third thing we're going to be going over today is forward rolls. Now, the thing about forward rolls that may be different from something you've already done before is that a forward roll, martial arts style, does not involve the head touching the ground at all. Okay, a lot of kids, when they think forward roll, they think, oh, I'm going to put my head on the ground and I'm just going to roll right over. This kind of roll, your head does not touch the ground at all. It involves going over the back of the shoulders. This is the part that's going to be touching the ground. So here's what that looks like. Woo! Off the camera. Okay, one more time, coming at you. All right, that was a nice straight line. So you may have noticed that my head did not touch the ground. My hands touched the ground. I went over my shoulder, and then I was able to come right up. Now, if you've never done it this way before, it takes a little bit of getting used to going over the shoulder. It feels like you're going sideways, okay? And so here is my tip for starting to learn it the first time. Okay? It's actually, it gets you used to going over your shoulders instead of going over your head, right? Because a lot of kids, they want to go like this, and then they want to put their head on the ground and go up and over that way. And that can be really uncomfortable. It can hurt your neck, hurt your head, and you kind of flop down on your back, and that's not fun for anybody. So here's how I like to teach kids the first time. You can pick which side you want to roll over, okay? It really doesn't matter. And you come down on your knees, and what I want you to do is put your shoulder onto the ground, and then just roll like that. It feels like you're rolling sideways, okay? But instead of going over your head, you're rolling over the back of your shoulders. One more time, going this way. Okay? So it's not, you don't have to start from standing up, okay? But I really want you to get used to rolling over the back of the shoulders. So facing sideways of the direction you want to go. Put your shoulder down on the floor and come up, okay? And you can go back the other way. But that's what I want you to get used to, is rolling over the shoulder, okay? Once you get really comfortable with that, now you can start facing the direction you want to go, and then you still go down on the shoulder. And now it's in a little bit more of a straight line, okay? But it's just getting used to rolling over the shoulders as opposed to going up and over the top of your head. That's the challenging part, but I know that if you practice a lot and have fun with it, okay, and just remember, you're not putting your head on the ground, you're putting your shoulders on the ground, okay? You still got to tuck that chin so that your head doesn't flop out and get caught on the ground. Okay? But take some time practicing from on your knees, going back and forth sideways, and see how that feels. We'll keep practicing these all month, and I think you'll be a lot better by the time we get to the end of the month. So have some fun practicing those forward rolls. Ready, set, go. All right, so we are in a new month. That means we've got a new word of the month. Our word is courage. Okay, this is a really fun word to learn about. We practice doing some things that you might have to have some bravery, overcome a little bit of fear to do, but this is going to be a fun month. All right, so really quick going through. Courage is the ability to face danger. Bravery, 5 ways to show courage. Facing my fears, not running from them. Number 2, not being overconfident. Number 3, look to my authorities for protection when I am in over my head. Number 4, upholding what is right, pure, and good. And number 5, not letting fear control my actions. And then our Bible verse, this is one of my favorite Bible verses. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid nor be disappointed. For Yahweh, your God, is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. So as we go through the month, we'll break this down and talk about each thing a little bit more to help you understand it. If you're watching the videos, you can get this sheet. You can take a little screenshot if you like, or go to our website, shepherdwarriormartialarts.com. Under the members button, there's a drop-down menu. It says character trait sheets. Click on there. Juniors are all the way down at the bottom of that page. You can download it and print it, save it to your devices, and study it as much as you want so that you can feel confident on test day at the end of the month. All right, we'll see you next time.